gonna play a little bit before Rad.
Oh no,
What?
that was a funny face you did.
Oh, hold on. I don't know why it's picking up. Say something, please.
A little bit more.
Okay, we're good. Had a setting. Why?
Well, now a lot of people said I sound like a weenie version of. Drew on the stream for a second.
I do not see it at all.
Say something, Navani?
Is this, yeah, this game came out in 1997.
Something Navani.
Okay, good.
Okay, I'll
Fixed
turn
it.
on auto. Oh yeah, auto attack. Yeah,
Thanks.
yeah. What about auto aim? Should I do auto aim?
You wanna see me win a tournament for you? I'll do it for you.
No?
Specifically
Okay.
for you.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Move, aim, toggle auto attack. Okay. This seems easy. Okay, so the blue things are like experience. Oh shit, okay, 70 base health, let's do attack speed. I think attack speed will scale well. Oh, I see, I turned off auto attack and that messed me up. Okay, I got it. So now I'm level 2, I guess? Or no, I'm level 1.
Round 1. Victorious.
Nice. Okay, so...
Trying to pinch me.
I'm not gonna... Oh, actually, let me move this up a little bit so you guys can see my health. I think this is the best place.
Woohoo!
Movement speed would be really good. I think crit will scale better because I feel like my
Go,
movement
buddy.
is pretty good overall. I probably should have gone move speed, but it seems like these guys aren't really moving that fast anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
Ooh, bro, they almost got me. Nice, we got another level. I think right now pickup range would be actually really useful. Let's go with that. Yeah, this is really nice.
Yes, that was close.
Because now I can level faster. Okay. Oh, these
I
are
do this
shield
for you,
boys.
Navani.
Okay.
I do this for you.
I see. Okay. Yeah, being able to loot these more often is going to help a lot.
Uptown.
Bone size, regen per second, critical damage bonus, block. Oh, I really don't know. I feel like health is really good, but I don't know. I think we'll try this because I haven't even taken damage. Yeah, this game seems pretty easy so far. We gotta AoE farm these guys. Get them together in a group.
This Wednesday, the best movie of the summer arrives.
What the heck is he playing?
Did I lose the game?
Oh, it's like that. Okay, whatever.
Video games have long been known for hiding some of the best secrets in the weirdest places. Sometimes some lore here, sometimes a totally random thing there. We've had some pretty good ones this year, at least so far.
All
Hi,
right.
folks, it's Falcon, and today on Game Ranks, the 10 best secrets and Easter eggs of the first half of 2023. Starting off with number 10, it's Star Wars Jedi Survivor's Hidden Art Class. Jedi Survivor's a pretty straight-laced game most of the time. If you just stick to the story, there's not a lot about it that sticks out, at least in terms of Easter eggs. But for people who want to explore, there is some interesting stuff to discover. My personal favorite isn't actually that hard to find if you know where to look. Near Rambler's Reach, there's a distinct cave that hides a secret. You really have to know exactly where to look, but if you hug the walls, you can find the secret crawl space that just really, it goes on a long time. It keeps going and going and going and going. It takes so long, it kind of feels like the game might have bugged out. But if you just keep at it, you find a secret art class.
Navani.
It's kind of so goofy, it's hard to even describe. It's a Wampa, Star Wars answer
Oh,
to
man, they
Bigfoot,
have high loyalty.
posing, I don't want to say seductively, so I'm going to say suggestively. It's hard for me to imagine that enticing anyone, but suggesting, sure. Maybe you don't want to go at the suggestion, but suggesting. Surrounding it are 3 battle droids with assholes doing some figure drawing, with all the beauty and finesse of a 6-year-old scribbling on MS Paint. There's nothing else of value here, no rewards, just a really weird little secret Respawn decided to sneak in just for fun. As AAA games get bigger and more designed by committee where everything is carefully scrutinized and made as safe as possible,
Crap.
I'm
I
glad
lost
Respawn
everything.
is out there just throwing in some dumb thing a bored artist decided to throw together in a day. Like, the gaming world could use more Easter eggs
I
like
took
this
all
one.
my stuff.
At number 9 in Street Fighter 6, when Shenlong finally reveals himself. In Street Fighter 2, one of the most puzzling victory quotes for English-speaking fans came from Ryu, where he would give this cryptic message: "You must defeat Shenlong to stand a chance." Right from the start, it had people wondering who this mysterious Shenlong character was. I mean, if you have to beat him to even stand a chance, he must be pretty
I'm gonna buy a
strong,
bunch of
right?
wood to
Or
make a bunch of
something. I don't know.
charcoal.
The reality was that the name just came from a mistranslation. You see, back in 1991, nobody knew what a Shoryuken was, so they assumed it was a guy. At this point, we all know it's not a guy. It's probably the most famous move in Street Fighter. Basically, Ryu's just saying he's got a sweet special move, and the English translators really botched it. In 1992, Electronic Gaming Monthly really stoked the fires, too, by revealing how to unlock Shenlong in Street Fighter 2. It was a hoax published on the April Fool's issue. Not hidden either. They weren't kind of pretending. Right under the thing, there's an April Fool's contest message. But the edited sprites are pretty convincing, and there are a lot of gullible kids out there, myself included, you know, being a kid, not really caring a whole lot about April Fools, caring much more about Street Fighter. I mean, a lot of people believed it, despite all the evidence it was not real. Now, more than 30 years later, Shenlong finally shows up in Street Fighter 6's story mode. You can find him on top of the construction site at night, pretty much looking like what you would expect. Kind of looks like a lazy pallet swap, but that's what the hoax pictures look like too, so it fits. He is no joke, though. He's not the toughest fighter in the game or anything, but he's no joke.
This
At
village
level
is
90,
burning.
He's pretty brutal
What
to
the
take on, even after finishing the story mode.
What about this place?
He has Ryu's moveset,
You're
of course,
getting
and
slaughtered
he's
over here.
extremely aggressive,
This guy's
so
a
you'll either
pusher.
need a lot of patience or a lot of items to finish him off. At number 8, Final Fantasy XVI Spoony Bard being back. The newest entry in the seminal Final Fantasy series is filled with callbacks and references to earlier games from the series, from the music to the enemies to a lot of the characters. So much about the game is in some way referential to the past, and that's kind of what people have come to expect with Final Fantasy. There are a few direct Easter eggs, though, like the Bard you can meet in this hideaway. He's literally called the Spoony Bard after the infamous line from Final Fantasy IV where Tella gives a verbal beatdown to the perennial sad sack character Edward. The Bard in Final Fantasy XVI even kind of resembles Edward somewhat.
When lightning struck his yoke to break, his life his own again.
That's a pretty small one, too, so let's sneak in another character reference. If you stop to look at the scarecrows dotting the many fields of the continent of Storm, you might recognize what you see. It's the classic black mage with the pointed hat, blue cloak, and prominent yellow eyes. I've seen a lot of talk about it being Vivi, the black mage from Final Fantasy IX specifically, but I don't know. It kind of just looks like the classic black mage that's appeared in the series going all the way back to the first. That's going way back, too. That's 1987. Vivi is not as significant to the series as the Black Mage going back to 1987. At number 7, ringing the church bell in the Resident Evil 4 remake. Remakes don't get a lot better than Resident Evil 4. It takes about everything good in the original game and amplifies it in some way. That doesn't mean a couple of things weren't left behind that we would all love to see, but still. They did add a cool new secret that wasn't in the original.
Still progressed.
In both versions of the game, the opening village fight is super tense. You're just starting out, so you're low on resources, you're still getting used to the controls, and in most games that would mean
I died, but I still progressed in the tournament.
But Resident Evil 4 has other ideas. They basically throw everything they have at you right at the start. The sequence always ends in the ringing of the church bell, which causes all the villagers to stop what they're doing and just leave. In the original game, you couldn't even see the bell tower from the village, but in the remake, you can just make it out in the distance. So one of those funny ideas people had that they wanted to experiment with, one of those ones that you think, it'd be cool if blank, but they usually don't work. Here, it works. So the idea is you get to the exact right spot and shoot the bell. It'll ring, and that calls off the attack.
Train Valley. What?
It's really only possible, at least as far as I know, by using a sniper rifle, so it's not something you can do until playthrough 2, but it's still a great secret that takes all the venom out of one of the most challenging encounters of the game. At number 6, in the Dead Space remake, the new secret ending. This is another exceptional remake from this year. Maybe not as much of an evolution as Resident Evil 4, but it also didn't need to be. The game did ultimately include a lot of very smart choices that took an already great game and made it even better. But one of the most impressive new additions is the inclusion of an entirely new ending, which can only be triggered by playing the game through a second time, and discovering a bunch of these hidden marker fragments. These can be pretty tricky to find on their own, but once you got them all and you place them in a certain spot, you're locked into the secret ending. Now when you beat the final boss, instead of ending things on a jump scare where it's unclear what Isaac's fate actually is, it's much clearer that Isaac's fully fallen into madness.
It's a surprise, sweetie. But I think you're gonna like it.
And that's a more direct bridge between the end of this game and the start of Dead Space 2. Considering what a great job they did on Dead Space 1, hopefully that means they're going to be able to take a shot at the sequel and give it the same amount of love as the original. And then, wow, wouldn't it be crazy if they were able to make Dead Space 3 more of a Dead Space game? Who knows? Let's all cross our fingers, though. At number 5 is Pizza Tower, All the Secret Rooms. This is a weird indie combination of Wario and Sonic the Hedgehog that works so much better than it might sound. It's super unhinged, and it's got this kind of energy you just don't see in modern games, and it's so good. I can't recommend this game enough. To go along with the old school spirit, the game is filled with secret rooms.
Navani, you want to see how we do the
walls in the hub area.
Hideouts?
Sure.
There's a lot of these, like
Get
7
10
and
boys.
they're all filled with weird, unused crap that didn't end up in the main game. There's a lot of strange stuff.
Command them
finding these things,
to charge.
Level palettes to enemies to at least one genuinely.
Can we go AFK?
Power up called the clown transformation. Almost ridiculous to even say, but yes, it's real and it is in the game. It's a fully animated clown transformation.
Do you like
it's
apples?
Not actually in the main game. The only place you can see it is in one of these secret rooms.
How do you like them apples?
Apples.
What?
What?
You can't eat apples?
You don't normally see
No, I was
this
gonna
much
say the line that
fully
you were
built
saying.
unused stuff, especially stuff intentionally left in the game for players to find. But it's a cool look at the unexplored possibilities that for whatever reason didn't end up in the game.
Wes, your guys are dying.
At number 4 is Bayonetta Origins' crazy secret ending. Going from hardcore action to an easygoing adventure game is kind of a hard sell, but if you're willing to give it a shot, Bayonetta Origins is actually
We lost
pretty
one.
solid, and it gives up the goods. It's one of these games that gets
Only
better
3
as it
guys
goes
left.
along, up until the unexpectedly over-the-top climax. The
Look,
game throws you
I'll
two
do the hard
surprises at
part.
you during
I'll
the
fight,
final few
like, they
hours,
can
but it
literally
saves the best
mob
for last.
people. And I'll fight the Lord at the end.
After you beat the
Friggin'
game,
dead.
buried in the
There's
list
only
of
2
standard
left.
unlockables and new difficulty modes
Ooh.
and costumes and all that is a new story
There's a bunch
where
of-
you play as
bunch of
Jean.
boys
And
right
it's hidden
here.
in the extras menu. You might assume that the mode is like a reskin version of the regular game, but it's not.
Entry
It's
X.
like a bonus sequel set in the same environment. It has new mechanics though, new enemies, and a final boss. Not long. It only takes about an hour to beat, but there's a lot going on there, and the revelations at the end seem to point
See,
to
I
a
don't wanna go all the way
possible
down
future
there.
direction for the franchise. Maybe tying in the bonus ending to the divisive third game.
I
might
paid
rub
them.
some
I
fans
feed
the
them.
wrong
I
way, but
pay them.
It's a bold choice.
They can go
it's
do
not
this.
the most hidden thing compared to a lot of the other secrets on this list, but it's pretty easy to miss. And it also has way more effort put into it than you'd think just by looking at the name.
Sound fair? Huh?
And number 3 is
Navani?
AEW Fight Forever, the historic
What?
explosion.
Sorry,
With a name like that, you'd expect the exploding
Oh,
part to be pretty
something.
spectacular, but what actually ended up happening, it wasn't. Instead of like a fireball of death, like the name implies, it's more like a dry fart. Better than a wet fart, but still.
terrible
The
area.
effect's failure is only made worse by the absurdly dramatic events going on inside the ring, though. Basically, it's goofy as hell. Now, with AEW Fight Forever, you might think they'd try and cover up this embarrassing moment in their history. At least it seems like that's the case. But here's what the exploding barbed wire deathmatch looks like in the game. So it seems like the game is just gonna sweep that embarrassing explosion on the rug, but you keep playing in the branching story mode, and there's an entire storyline that basically parodies the entire build-up to the match, recreates the historic explosion from Revolution 2021 in its entirety. It's right there. And after you play it, it becomes an unlockable in the in-game store, and now you can see the most pathetic explosion heard around the world whenever you want. And number 2, Octopath Traveler's secret ending and the secret final boss. The premise of Octopath Traveler is fairly unique for an RPG. Instead of having one long linear story, the game is split into 8 smaller stories that you can complete in any order you want, but it all takes place in a giant connected world. Like the first game, there is a secret final ending you can unlock, but it takes some real effort. To access the final scenario, you gotta beat all 8
My dog
character
is
stories,
having, like,
and all the shorter crossover
a weird
stories.
cleanness
the first
right
game,
now, which
it's
is
not different, but
suspicious.
unlike the first game, where this final ending is at best tangentially related and has very little story content to it, the secret ending of Octopath 2 is filled with some pretty bizarre, out there reveals that show how everything's pretty connected actually, and then sends you off to fight this absurd final boss. It's the secret
You're
final boss that
suspicious.
really puts the game in the best category. This guy pulls out all the stops in an epic turn-based battle that can easily run over an hour.
You'd be
And that is
suspicious.
after grinding the entire party, because this fight forces you
He
to
just
use
doesn't do that unless
everyone at
there's
the same time.
fireworks, rain, or somebody's being a weenie.
This is the end.
There's an even more ridiculous, super hidden boss hidden in the world as well, but this thing's so hard it forces you to use all the most ridiculously overpowered strategies you get. I mean, the hidden stuff in Octopath Traveler 2 is pretty crazy. And at number 1, Slayer's X, the Nightmare Secret, and the Dev Room. So Slayer's X, which is, the full name is Slayer's X Terminal Aftermath Vengeance of the Slayer. It's a bizarre throwback to a bygone area in gaming that was edgy, in your face, and really dumb. Just trying to explain this thing makes my head spin, but it's a joke game built on the premise of the character Zane from Hypnospace Outlaw, where he made a mod of another game, and it's kind of like a crappy Duke Nukem 3D spot to the extreme. The whole thing's really intentionally goofy, but some of the funniest parts of the game are hidden away in secrets where the mask comes off and you get to see behind the curtain into real life. The fictional drama in Zane's head that made him make the game, I guess. Not for real, Zane is not real. But here, hidden in a crack in the Boise Potato Festival level, and yes, that's what it's actually called, you can find this unfinished area that's filled with complaints from the level designer who got roped into finishing the game, including mentioning how the final boss sucks and that they just gave up at that point. That's not all for this game, though. I gotta mention this bizarre thing hidden
God damn it.
in Mobile Home Park. Once you get on the road, instead of following the signs and going the way the game wants you to, if you go in the opposite direction, you take a few steps in the darkness, and suddenly you get ambushed by some unkillable monster that appears nowhere else in the game. Basically a creepypasta come to life, and there's literally nothing you can do. It always kills you eventually.
What is it, Westies? What do you
and that's
smell?
that.
Blood.
Man flesh.
Man flesh.
And a quick bonus for you from Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Ogdu's Revenge. It's bad enough you have to deal with the son of Ogdu, but there's actually a secret second fight that's actually worse. The first mini-boss most players encountered in Jedi Fallen Order was this big
What do
frog
you
called
smell?
Ogdu Bogdu, and it was a pain in the ass. This thing was a taunt to people who fear it. You're not just seeing your first death fighting this thing, but your second, third, fourth. It was hard. Beating the son of Ogdu gets you Cal's original poncho from the first game, which is a nice Easter egg on its own, but if you head back to the shop at Rambler's Reach, there's something new to find. You scan this frog guy, and you'll face a new challenge against the father and the son at the same time. One of them is bad enough, but two of them makes it easily one of the hardest fights in the game. The two frogs make Darth Vader look like a chump. And that's all for today. Leave us a comment, let us know what you think. If you like this video, click like. If you're not subscribed, now's a great time to do so. We upload brand new videos every day of the week, and the best way to see them first is, of course, a subscription, so click subscribe.
Hey guys, what's going on, and welcome to a new video today. Now here's something really interesting. An original storyboard concept of the Obi-Wan, Qui-Gon Jinn, and Darth Maul fight. Now, there were a lot of moments, according to Nick Gillard, which I interviewed here on the channel just a few months ago, that a lot of the scenes during the fights were actually cut out due to pacing or whatever George intended. However, that doesn't just include the stuff that was filmed, it also includes stuff that was in the storyboards that could have potentially made it to the film. So here is one that was included in the Star Wars Archives book by Paul Duncan, episodes 1 to 3, 99 to 05. Now, I've also uncovered another book in my collection that I totally forgot about called Star Wars, the Prequel Trilogy Storyboards, or Star Wars Storyboards Prequel Trilogy. And in there's a ton of stuff that I'm going to get into. However, in today's video, we're going to cover something from the Star Wars Archives, and this is a storyboard from episode 1 at the very end, where Maul actually uses different moves to fight Qui-Gon Jinn, and a whole different scenario happens, which I personally feel like would have been much more exciting. However, it would have detracted from the 2 versus 1 battle. So here's what I mean by that. If we look at the storyboards here in full, and we read the write-up 2.430 to 431, Benton Jew's storyboards show alternative details and dynamics of the Darth Maul battle with Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan. Qui-Gon evades Darth Maul by leaping over the pit and landing on a thin ledge. Maul uses the Force to make the ledge crumble, and as Qui-Gon jumps, Maul uses the Force to throw the Jedi into the pit. This is absolutely savage. Horrified, Obi-Wan takes on Maul and they battle, moving up to a higher level. Qui-Gon has survived by hanging on to a small outcropping, and when droids enter,
jump,
the
you
B-1 battle
motherfucker.
droids, Maul
I have
orders
a
them to
question.
fire
Why is there
down
only
on
one
Qui-Gon.
viewer right now for Wes?
Probably you.
Yeah.
It's always just been you, Navani.
I don't watch Wes.
Oh, what is that? Not like this. He's putting memes in the chat. Why did it do that?
Gone. Imagine this scene. Imagine this actually happening. This would have been so insanely intense. Obi-Wan then leaps
click
into the
off of
droids
it.
to save his master. So he just jumps down,
pauses.
ignores Darth Maul, starts hacking away like crazy at all of these droids with his lightsaber. And you know, I'm a pretty big sucker for when it comes to lightsabers just slicing through things, especially droids. And I think this would have been a scene that would have been really pleasant to see, kind of like a
Mad
ASMR,
at
but
you.
for droids and lightsabers. Kind of just
Me?
watching them all crumble
Yes.
away as
What did I
Obi-Wan
do?
carves a path
You didn't
through
come help
them
me with these
to
elite
get to
quests.
Qui-Gon
He's
Jinn
dying.
and to eliminate all the droids. Maybe incorporate
You can
some
join a
force
random
powers and
group.
whatnot. Now,
They
in
won't
my
let me
opinion,
join.
saved
Why
Qui-Gon
not?
Jinn at the very end was his ability to transfer himself
Yes,
into the
they
Force,
will.
which he hadn't completed his
I've
training.
replied to
Now,
like
we
6
learned
of
this from
them
the
and they
Rebels,
all
and
declined
in the
me.
next
Just start your
video,
own.
in the next 2 or 3, there is an excerpt in this book, quite a long
not a
excerpt,
trendsetter,
where
Westies.
George's answer
Oh
about
my
the
God.
Wills. And the Wills were like these ancient deity godlike figures that really were above all and beyond Yoda and the Force and everything else. So I'm excited to actually go into that in depth with you guys, but as for this video, that is an alternate duel that would have happened with Qui-Gon Jinn, Darth Maul, and Obi-Wan Kenobi. So I want to know, what do you think? Do you wish that we maybe got to see this scene in the movie, or do you think that it really detracts from the overall focus that
What a
we had
trendsetter.
just on the 3 characters alone? And incorporating droids and stuff like that can get things kind of tricky, so it's possible that you may not like this, but I think it would have been pretty neat. You know, maybe even like as a deleted scene, I think it would be pretty fun to have seen this. One thing we didn't see too much of in the prequel trilogy, or at least with Darth Maul, of course, was his incorporation of the Force and his use of the Force. We only see that really once when he uses the Force to throw the robot, the object, into the wall to access the panel so that the doors open. However, we don't really get to see him use it much beyond that, except for in the Clone Wars, you know, where he takes down a ship and all that, and his powers have really accentuated from the Phantom Menace. However, at this point, I think seeing him crumble a pathway with the Force is something that not a lot of us have seen in Star Wars before, at least in the movies. And this is always something that, you know, a little gripe that I had with Star Wars. I wish that they would have portrayed a little more of the Force powers that could have been kind of cool to see, you know, crumbling the ground, the path
Wes,
before
why
someone,
is the
or
video buffering?
hurling objects and crushing them.
Huh?
You know, things that we see in
Why
the
is the
Force
video
Unleashed,
buffering?
you know,
I
taking
don't know.
stormtroopers and crushing them into a little ball. Or
Is it?
taking a droid and crushing
Not
them.
anymore.
Or taking, you know, objects or enemies or stormtroopers and incinerating them with a Force blast. I think incorporating different
Crap.
Force abilities besides the typical Force pull, push,
Didn't
shove,
record this one.
and electricity would have been
What?
pretty fun to see and really opened up the whole world building of the Force and
Oh.
the Force abilities in
I'm gonna go
general.
after these
Now,
guys.
when it
You wanna see me
comes
kill
to
16
Qui-Gon
people?
Jinn, we don't
My
really
hundreds
see
of
him
men?
use the Force all that much.
I bet you
I
couldn't
think
kill
Qui-Gon is more
17
so known
people.
for his nobility
I bet I
and
could.
his rationale when it comes to dealing with
got-
Jedi Council. Now, Qui-Gon was a Jedi Master, however, he was not on the Council, and he didn't want to be on the Council because he didn't need to conform to their overall wishes and the way they did things and their politics, which Qui-Gon Jinn didn't agree with.
Look at my
He felt that you need to
my
trust
hun
in the
my
Force
g-
itself.
my sweaty boys.
So much listening to, you know, a bunch of old delegates
Don't
that
worry.
run politics around the galaxy.
They need
Of
not
course,
worry.
This is one of the main reasons why Count Dooku left. However, it was just
Strength and honor.
too late when his apprentice
I will do
Qui-Gon
this.
Jinn died. Anyways, let me know what
Single-handedly.
you guys think about this storyboard. Personally, I would have
Jesus,
loved to
are they
have
just
seen
running?
this. I think the incorporation of the B1 battle droids and Qui-Gon Jinn, you know, ignoring the main task at hand, which was Darth Maul, to jump in and save his master, just shows how
Oh,
much
God.
emotion he had,
I dropped my lance.
and how vigilant he was to know what needs to be done at that right moment, whether it's the Jedi code or not, to continue fighting or go save your master. I definitely give props to Obi-Wan for doing what he did. at least in the storyboard. And I want to know why George Lucas didn't go with this. I don't know why he just didn't want this in the film. Maybe he filmed it. Maybe it was, you know, it's been done, but we'll never know. So let me know what you guys think about this. Thanks so much for watching. And of course, those on Spotify and Apple iTunes, thank you so much for listening today. I'll see you guys all in the next episode here on Star Wars Theory. And I want to give a big shout out to
Why
all
is
of you
G
who
the
purchased
drop
the merch.
button? Oh
Thank you so
crap.
much for July 4th.
Oh god. Oh, I'm getting raped.
Shop, and you can grab yourself any of the items that you so wish. Just make sure to use discount
Oh my
code
god.
Theory at checkout for 10% off. Now, I will be unleashing and revealing a brand new summer collection, which will be a prequel trilogy collection. I'm very
Okay,
excited for
please.
this. I did a little
Please tell me.
reveal on my Instagram and Twitter and TikTok just a few days ago.
That reminded me
A
of
lot
the
you
scene
seem
from
to be
Shaun of the
interested,
Dead
so
where they're just
I'm
like
excited to bring this full collection to you
beating
guys
the
this
bartender.
summer. It's gonna be probably another week or so until I release it.
Don't
Maybe 2
stop
weeks.
me
Just trying to get
now.
samples in, make
Having
sure
such
they're
a
the
good
quality that
time.
I want. So
Having a
big shout out
ball.
to all you guys. Thank you so much for blowing up the Spotify and the channel and the merch. And I couldn't be here without
A
you
good
guys.
scene.
So
That movie was
let's keep
great.
strong right into
Fucking
Ahsoka.
gold.
And until then, expect more videos just like this, and of course, all your fan favorites. Until the next episode, remember the Force will
Diablo Season 4 cinematic.
I am writing to you because although a great evil is receding from Sanctuary, a new festering curse now spreads its corruption across the land. More dangerous, more malignant than I could have imagined. I have found a way to stop this plague, to rip the dark power of these monsters from their very core and turn it to our advantage in destroying them. But I cannot do this alone. My allies have fallen. My strength is dwindling. The malignant are relentless and without mercy. I need help. I need you.
Westies, have you been doing your digs?
Yeah, that's how I get most of my rep with the nipples.
Alright, my easy stuff is done. I'm gonna go do my math and hope I look dumb.
Hey guys, welcome to our movie review of
Nobody.
Insidious Red Door, supposedly the
I
final
believe in you.
chapter. Is that
Wes,
promised
I'm
in the
going
trailer?
to have you convince Chase to tutor me.
Other Joe, how you doing today?
What math is it?
You feeling very
I'll
good?
tell you once I look at the contents for this week. Which I will do after I grab food. But I'm gonna hop out. Goodbye.
Went to Paris
Bye.
for TwitchCon. So Joe will be back on Monday again. So Patrick's filling in, and we decided to go and see the latest horror film. This is the 5th movie. Well, should you go see this? Well, if you're already invested in Insidiouses, I guess, but I'm not. I've never been a huge fan of Insidious, and I will say that there are fans of this one.
It's raining, buddy.
The franchise has grossed over $500 million, $542
Raining
million.
and storming. We might lose
And,
power.
it costs to make
Then we
these
won't be able to go to
those
raid.
5 films?
Oh, the 5 films?
Yeah, 5 films combined. How much did it cost?
What do you think about that?
I'd say like 500 mil.
No,
You never
26
miss a raid. I
million.
don't believe you for a
So
second.
they're making bank.
Yeah.
They're
Alright.
making bank, and then this latest one's budget was only 16 million, and I'm sure it's gonna make its budget back. That's how we keep. That's why horror can go part 17. You know what I mean? 'Cause
Everyone
it's-
loves horror.
What's
They
guys
just
doing?
don't cost
Oh, wait.
a lot, and
Hey.
and it makes them.
It is
some good ones.
raining hard.
Superhero
You're his
movies,
buddy.
like-
We gotta go together. Come
Yeah, I
on.
think that's where my mind was with the budget
Oh,
of
no.
superhero money.
So the first two films were set on a couple who, you know, their son
coming.
is entering comatose states, and
Oh, no.
the
Oh,
Insidious is
no.
a little bit
Oh,
about the
okay. He
astral
only got
plane.
wounded.
So this is, if you love astral plane movies, then you're an Insidious fan, right? And then for the third and fourth, they did a prequel thing for the third, and then the fourth was kind of like a spin-off. Focused
Run.
on
Oh,
the
that's not
lady
good.
who helped them, and basically it went off on its own thing. And this fifth film is
Crap.
the third film is like chapter 3 in the mainline thing with the Patrick Wilson. And Alex was confused because he thought he was watching
The Conjuring.
The
I was like, yeah,
Conjuring.
Patrick Wilson. Yeah, he's from the. I've seen
Yeah,
a couple of
the horror
Conjuring movies. I've seen the movies with Patrick Wilson. Yeah, Patrick Wilson's great, and he's in the Conjuring movies. I was like, wait a minute, that's not his wife.
Who is that lady?
Who's that lady? Wait, he's got kids.
So-
what the fuck is this about?
Patrick Wilson he's just into popular or recently popular horror franchises, you know, The Conjuring and then Insidious. But they're separate characters, and in fact, he loves doing this so much that he directed this. He took on directorial duties. So not only is he starring in this particular one, but he's directing and
Singing a little bit, I hear.
I think we heard him sing in the final thing with the band Ghost. Not really sure. Anyways, so getting to the film, I had no expectations for this. I stayed away mostly from. I got a 20-second trailer as I was looking for some things. Oh, look at this and that, and I was like, all right. And I remember watching some of the other ones and liking some aspects of it. You know,
Berta.
tiptoe through the window. You know, that was the first one that I remember. They do this song with
Tiny
Tiny Tim song was in the first one, and the motherfucking Darth Maul's cousin.
Lipstick
is in
guy.
this.
Del Mall?
Yeah, Del Maul. He says, I don't know what is
Hello?
going on with this Darth Maul cousin ripoff here, but
Can you hear me?
he was in
What is happening?
those first two.
What do you mean what's happening?
Obviously here again.
You scared me.
I'm testing
Not been a huge fan, but there's been
this
some good
microphone might be
elements,
really
and
good.
then they kind of, for me, when they
It-
go in the astral plane, they kind of lose.
Is it
me a
loud?
little bit.
It's clear.
And that's been the case
Yeah.
in previous films. And here
I can't mute myself, but it won't be staticky.
Like, damn,
It sounds pretty clear.
Yeah. Oh my god, I can.
Jump scares.
Wait, how well can you hear me right now?
Invest in me and
Well.
the characters. I actually
Holy
Yeah.
shit, I'm like at my door. I'm like 10 feet away.
No, that sounds 1,000 times better, dude. What kind of mic is that?
It is called a blue snowball.
Alright, that sounds like crack.
Yeah.
No, those are good mics. Those are very good mics. They're standing mics, right?
Yeah. He literally just bought a new
Directional.
one, and he was like, "You want to just take my old mic?" I was like, So. Yeah, it's good stuff. I just wanted to test it before I. Because he just brought it. But anyways, goodbye.
Stay a while. Listen. Talk. Chat. Tell me your hopes.
Alright. You know what? I'll do some reading and not watch the videos yet. I have 4 days to finish this. So
Read to me. Read to me with the clarity of your new microphone.
Alright, hold on. I gotta find something good. Can you hear my clicking though?
Click.
But it's not 2.5
Hold on,
hours.
me.
So I was a little confused by that. So,
Ooh.
Yes?
No.
No.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so
Damn,
I
this
thought
thing's
this
good.
was a different franchise, but I was surprised that it started off actually pretty solid.
yeah.
You know, this is standard
My
modern
dog's being a little
horror
weenie.
film 101. You make a film, you got an interesting premise, you establish
Much
some
that
sort of
was
atmosphere,
that once
there's some
was
interesting
is
jump
lost.
scares,
For none
you
who
don't quite know
none
what's
now
gonna
live
happen or
who
what's going
fucking
on, and then
theme.
the last
What the
15,
fuck?
10,
Why is that
15, 20
opening?
minutes, they shit the bed, and it's not that great,
The
and everything
fuck?
they set up was
What are
so
you
much
reading?
worse in the end.
I was gonna start reading the the opening for Lord of the Rings, but
Oh.
I was messing up the words, and then
I'm like, wait a minute, how did that
you know.
work? Why did that work?
And my dog's smashing into me.
Like, I don't want to spoil. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but like, holy shit.
I'll read a
So much cool stuff.
Limerick.
And then
I'll read about the Veterans Memorial Bridge, which I have to write an engineering paper on.
Been there since 22, right?
Veterans Memorial Bridge opened to traffic on Thanksgiving Day, 1917, as Detroit Superior Bridge. Was the city's first high-level bridge over the Cuyahoga River. Connecting Detroit and Superior Avenues, it was engineered to relieve the traffic congestion that had clogged the old Superior Viaduct just north of the new span. Built at a cost of $5.28 million, the bridge took 5 years to complete. There you go. My dog is tangled in my wires. Ah!
That was awesome.
Can you hear my dog breathing really heavily?
Nope.
Nice. Why are you so spooked? What's so spooky to you? I think I might order a pizza.
Now I can hear him a little bit, just like a little bit.
Oh, I'll bring it to him. He did like a little sniff and lick. Okay. I'm testing things to see how I can mute my mic without just pulling the cord out. Or like going into Discord.
It's very stormy out.
Maybe that's what's going on over here, and that's what my dog's. What the fuck are you eating?
Get them. They're stopped. Fuck. Go. Keep going. Ride them down. Mother. Keep running. Keep running, you bitches. What? How do you lose a dude to that?
Alright. I think I'm just gonna make a message saying I'm gonna take a small break from raiding until my semester ends on the 11th
Of?
August. Just so I can focus. And my god, why are you being so crazy tonight?
They're scared.
I'm actually gonna check if it's raining or something because he doesn't normally try to hop up on me and wrap himself around. I'll be right back.
It's Darth Maul's cousin, bro.
Dale Maul. He looks terrible. Dale Maul.
Yeah. Dale Maul. I don't know.
Yeah. Darth Maul's cousin, Dale Maul. Dale Maul.
Yeah.
Dale Maul. And then there's like the Black Bride, and then someone else. But they had established other other entities that are brand new to this franchise that are like specific to some of the stuff. I thought they were more interesting. Like honestly, the first one that they encountered was like, wow, that was a really cool scene with the bathroom and the kid got alcohol poisoning. So there was some cool stuff happening there. And then we went back to the 2010 ones. It's like that's not good. That's the kind of shit that I make for OJ. And if I'm, it's like it doesn't look great. So,
all right, you agree with this, Patrick, or you think it's better?
No, yeah, I'm the same. In the beginning, it was like some like spooky silhouettes coming out, and then they just kind of kept on like doing it, and it's like by the time like
Get it?
yeah,
You get it?
Did you see? Did you see the thing?
Yes,
I like, I like the thing. I like it when they do the thing in the background, and I see the thing in the background.
Yeah, but after like the 10th time, you're like,
time.
okay, I fucking get it.
Let's get to the point.
But yeah, I am on the same boat as Alex. I have not seen any of the Insidious films.
Okay.
So I also came in with kind of like no expectation.
Yeah.
And in the beginning, it was like it was reeling me in with the father-son kind of dynamic, and things are rocky, and you're trying to figure out like what
what event happened in the past?
What happened, and we're gonna find out. We're gonna get to the bottom of it.
So when we do,
it's so anticlimactic, man. And it doesn't make sense.
Like, God
at
damn it,
all,
man.
at all.
They do this whole fucking without spoiler. So the keys, they do the jump scares, and they got Darth Maul's cousin, and it feels like they're about to do like a Freddy Krueger thing. And then they kind of just, they don't really, they do the same, it's a possession, okay? Astral projection and possessions. And for whatever reason, it just, it's not satisfying. It doesn't feel to be a resolution. They do a resolution, they get it, okay, so it's like, okay, so they're tying this in, great, he's got past trauma, he's talking about his father, didn't really know about his father, Patrick Wilson's character, Josh, and then there's fogginess, and they're both remembering things at time. I loved it when it was like, when the son was going through some stuff, then the father woke up, and so they're linked, and that stuff was interesting. But it just it falls apart towards the end, and I lost my train of thought.
Oh my God.
You okay, Westy?
But basically, I thought they were going to resolve the situation in a clever way. A clever way that they set up. And the thing that they do to resolve it is out of nowhere.
I don't know how much money I should save up to
does not even tie into the character's history or
to like start fighting again.
I mean, maybe in one small way, but it's like what? And
I almost have like 400 grand saved up. But if I start having like armies of like a couple hundreds.
Yeah, cause you know how some horror movies are like, it's not really demons, it's your trauma, and you gotta deal with your trauma, and if you don't deal with your trauma, then these things can happen. So deal with your trauma. And this film is, the message is wrong because the message is, you have trauma? Nah, you don't have trauma. It's demons.
And also it makes it feel like it's like if you have trauma, you're cursed or something, Yeah. But we are not our trauma. Like it feels like such an easy out they do it.
Like, and it kind of ruins their own message because it's like, okay, so the film they're getting help. He's like, the dad get help and this and that, and so it's like, yeah, we need to deal with that. But then in the end, you didn't really deal with it. If you're being haunted by demons, then it's not really trauma. It's not really mental health issues. It is demons are possessing you, and I don't need to worry about my mental health. I just need to go
get rid of these fucking demons.
I will exorcise the demons.
It's like
I wish that's how that ended, but
I will exorcise.
It ended so much worse than that.
Right,
it would have been so cool.
It would have been better. There would have been this final climactic battle, Freddy Krueger style, which is they do go hokey. Motherfucker brings this goddamn record player again. Okay, and then I was like, are they gonna do the song? Like me, I was conflicted because it's like I want to do the song. But if you do the song, it just feels. Because the song is out of place. It just doesn't connect together.
Oh shit, we only have half hour to raid.
Demon, the song.
Yeah.
Why does he play? He just likes he's a Tiny Tim fan.
Pug has been green this whole time.
Paul's cousin has eclectic music taste, and he will fuck with you. And
You're
he's
supposed
stupid.
to know,
Why has
Westy.
he got a cul-de-sac on
You're
his
Pug's
head?
keeper.
I don't understand. I thought they were gonna explain stuff, and then they don't explain shit, and then they just kind of wrap it up. So it pissed me off the way it wrapped up. And then the credits roll, and there is an after-credits scene that pissed me off again.
It's 1 second long.
It's 1 second long, and it was not worth the wait. So just
Yeah,
we'll
I had to go
spell
to
it.
the
We'll
bathroom
spoil
and I
it.
missed it.
Oh no, you missed it.
Oh man, we got to go back
So,
and watch this.
This is a tale of a film that starts well, well directed, well written, some genuine acting. Patrick
Rebels
Wilson is
where?
a great actor, and I think his son was doing a great job as well. They have a quirky a female character here.
Oh,
His
wow.
college roommate when he goes in it.
Yeah.
The film
I liked
doesn't.
her.
I liked her a lot too. It doesn't. The film doesn't really work without her. Like her constantly pushing and getting her quirkiness. Because how do they get to these certain things and it does feel like it had a script doctor, but it feels like it's tied to delivering expectations of a 5-film franchise where they have to do Darth Maul's cousin. They have to do the Tiny Tim song. They have to do the I'm going to astral project and those are the weakest parts of the film, unfortunately, surprisingly, because they don't go hard in those areas. So I guess let's just go final verdicts. We'll make this a shorter one. We can talk about how stupid it was in the spoilers and what they used to resolve it.
the things I want to talk about are
Are in
kind
the
of all
spoilers.
spoilers.
What would you give it?
Yeah,
Let's start
go ahead.
Patrick.
Me?
Out of 10.
All right.
5 being an average film here at the Angry Joe Show. 10 being like, damn, bro, that's legendary. I'm gonna compare all horror films to this. And then 1 being like, this is barely functioning here.
So again, I will repeat that I came into this with no expectations at all.
Yeah.
No background on the actual series itself. And what were you're just talking about, kind of like saying they were trying to wrap everything up, but they didn't.
They didn't. No.
It
didn't.
was like as hard as they were trying to wrap everything
Yeah.
up. I don't feel like they concluded it at all.
No. So that's some deceptive marketing because they've already announced a 6th film. I'm not joking. They announced it May 2023. Some motherfuckers.
Oh man.
And apparently there's a 7th film too because the 6th film is going to be a spin-off with Kamal. What is it?
Kumail Nanjiani.
Kumail Nanjiani, and it's a different thing. And I'm
So,
like, but
I guess money talks. But that being said, I did really like kind of like
And do this
the
last
father-son
fight and
dynamic.
then get off.
I like that, and
This.
the beginning, as we were saying previously, was reeling me in. For that reason, I give it a 3 out of 5.
Backspace.
Because the 3 is for the beginning of the movie.
I have bag
The
space.
points are for out.
so I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10 on your behalf because we don't do the 5.
It's 15 slots in bag space.
My
Yeah,
bad.
no problem, no problem.
Yeah.
Because in board games, me and Patrick do the board games, and we do the 5. We do the 5-star. So 6 or
do it all the
so
bag
6
space.
slightly above average.
Slightly
is what
above
that would be. And that gets all the points for the well direction, the acting.
Westies, can you have your train ready again?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Do you like that?
That was so good. Jeffrey was like bamboozled. He was upset.
The jump scares are cheap, but I still enjoy them. Anything that can kind of like you build atmosphere and then you deliver on a jump scare. Sometimes it's satisfying. And this movie could have done a lot of things beyond the jump scares. They could have done a lot more things. Kind of the the astral projection and like the haunting, and they really didn't do much of it. And I was kind of expecting them to go, do a little bit more. I mean, there's people getting possessed, and like possessed people didn't really do anything.
The possessed people didn't do anything. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what you meant.
and I-
Because they definitely do a lot of astral projection.
They do, but-
Fucking around. The sun is discovering his astral projection powers. They kind of fuck around, but you're right in the sense.
So
that-
he fucks around and he didn't find out because nothing really ever happens, right? Because like even when like
You think we're ever gonna get
through into our plane, there are really no consequences.
repair
No one
costs
really gets
again?
hurt.
Oh, the
Like,
guild bank ran out of
he
money.
was just like, oh, I'm fine. And then like there not a whole lot happened, so I think that there was kind of low stakes
Look
here.
at
And
Yeah.
I don't know that
I'm looking at Nem right here.
Darth Maul's cousin
Namara?
was scary in the
Yeah.
first 4, but he
We
was
have
good
50,000
That's
gold in the
recent.
guild bank.
That's recent.
I'm done. It's enough.
I think you could have just, if you want to have a
you're like the shittiest. You know that shirt I have that has all those fighters on it? Like, he would not even earn his place on that shirt.
He wouldn't be the water boy for that team
No.
of people. Like, it's not good. Now, if you want to put him in there because he's a fan favorite, there was opportunities for like menagerie. There actually was like a collection of evil spirits.
Yeah.
That's where we saw some of the. Have him back there. He just doesn't need to be like out in center. There were so many scarier things that could have happened that weren't.
Just shot a
that they
squeaky
just
duck
didn't really
at
go
them.
into, and so I can't judge it based on seeing 1 through 4. I just know what I saw here.